It's Glyde A. Marsh. My rank was a lieutenant colonel.
Okay. Were you drafted or did you enlist?
I was a reservist called to duty.
And when was that?
1941.
Wow. And how old were you at that time?
About 22 or 23. I was in the Corps of Military Police in the Army.
And what was your job?
Primarily police work. I started off, of course, as a lieutenant and went up the line, and after, let's see, but I was a company commander for a period of time, and then after that was all administrative duties. But before that, as a company commander, I did police work on the streets, and just a military police officer, what was required of us to do. My unit was in the Battle of the Blitz in London, and then we went overseas into France later on, did patrol work in primarily in the area of Paris. Then I was being transshipped to Japan. It was on a Liberty ship, and we were ready to go through the Panama Canal, and they dropped the bomb. And I always hark back to this. There was probably around 20 ships lined up waiting to go, and each of them would probably have 1,000 people out. And there wasn't one person in that 20,000 that didn't approve of having that bomb dropped. We were all nervous about going to Japan. We didn't want to go. We knew it would be a rough enterprise. As soon as they dropped the bomb, we had hopes that we'd be getting out of the service, which we did.
So did you ever see combat?
No. I never was in any direct combat.
Okay.
I got one scratch on all my military services. That's on my arm, and that was from a piece of shrapnel in a bombing raid in Britain. I was out on the street, and this thing came down and hit me and went through my jacket. The driver that I was with looked up and says, "Captain, you know you're covered with blood." And I never even realized it. But and then when you're excited, you don't realize that. All it was a deep scratch on my arm. Got a nice scar, and I just lucky. I've always thought that military service was very high in the luck element. I lucked out. I was scheduled as a second lieutenant in the infantry to go as a replacement officer into the invasion force went into North Africa. And through a mix-up, really, or a change in orders, I was the orders were changed, and I was sent off as a cadre officer for a military police battalion. And so I escaped North Africa, and as everyone knows, second lieutenants were expendable over there. Infantry second lieutenants were. But, the Corps of Military Police, we were important in World War II days, and I don't think we got the appreciation we deserved. Now, circumstances have changed, and the military police activity in all our overseas military activities is very high on the priority list. And I would have been called in, I was called for duty in Korea, but I was enrolled as a veterinary student at Ohio State, so they waived me until graduation. By the time I graduated, there was no need for my services, so I escaped that one.
Oh.
It's all luck.
Oh, and then what do you think of honor flight?
It was great. I enjoyed it. Recommended anybody that had any military service, if they get the opportunity to participate. You'll meet some very interesting people and you will enjoy the experience of the flight.